all that time spent grinding and working, it did build success. But at the end of it, it's like, is that what you wanted? You know?
Meters, 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 meters. Meet creators with Pixani. This is a space to show all creators of Central Florida in English and in Spanish.
Well, thank you everyone for listening to us again in this podcast. We are MEETORS, which means meet creators, and this opportunity I'm with Tavon.
How you doing?
How you doing, Tavon?
I feel good. It's a good day to feel good, right?
Yes, I'm gonna love this session because
Okay.
Tavon is, like, hey, everything is great.
Yeah.
Just make it easy. Because we're gonna have fun and we're gonna enjoy.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's it. That's life about.
That's what it's all about.
That's what it's all about. So Tavon, in this opportunity, is joining us in this podcast because he's a creator. He's very creative for what he does. He's a photographer
Yeah.
and he also writes. So he's a copywriter as well.
Yeah.
So he has both talents, and I will tell you right now, like, on top of your talents, you also have like a great personality to work with. Yes. So that's something that you don't find everywhere, and that's part of your creativity process. That's what I would say from what we see from your images, and you can follow him on Instagram. We're gonna give at the end, not right now, so you can listen to us completely. What are his social media and how can you book his sessions? But I think that's part of your creativity process, your personality, what you brings to the client. That's half of the work
Yeah.
that we do. So that's why you're here right now,
Yes, I am.
because we're interviewing creators from Central Florida. You live in Orlando,
Yep.
and you work all Central Florida.
Yep.
Exactly. And also your style is very, very different from what we see from a lot of people. Can you describe us a little bit about what is your style?
Okay. Yeah. The biggest thing for me is I go specifically for aesthetic and style. I don't focus on too much of the clothes or the aspect. You can't look bummy either, you know? But my biggest thing is I want to capture a characteristic behind the picture, a certain pose. I'm more of a natural storyteller, and that's what comes across through my copywriting and through my photography. It's it's usually linked to things that I read, content that I create myself, and content that other people create, and it sparks ideas. I have a ton of different sources, and from there I just create based off of those things that I've seen in my past or those things I've read about in my past. Like I took this really nice shot of my boy Marcus out in Tampa, and he was coming out of the water, and the shot I took of him,
Which is amazing, that shot.
oh, thank you.
And you
Thank
can watch it on his Instagram.
Yeah.
Instagram.
Yeah, he's coming out, and I was thinking specifically of like biblical content that I used to read back in the day, and it would speak about this Leviathan, and I said that's what this is. It's a beast coming out of the ocean, and he liked the concept, and we're actually putting together another series shot based off of that. But yeah, that's like how I process things. And even my communication with people, I see them a lot bigger than they actually are. Like with you, I don't just see flesh and skin in somebody. I see like a whole character. Like you're
Thank you.
this, yeah, you're firing on every single cylinder. You're this
What is that word that you're looking at?
I think of like an avatar when I think of you. Like when you're on your laptop, or back in the day with like a computer, and it'll just like Cortana or like Siri. Like you're just very helpful, and you're impressively confident isn't a word. You're impressively creative when it comes to solving solutions, and you do so very confidently, and it inspires your team. I know I was on your team. it inspires your team to work accordingly with it, and that's your biggest gift, I think. It's
Thank you. I
extremely
appreciate it.
creative.
I appreciate it. And we got to know, actually, I had in this podcast on the first episode, I had Iram from Pexels.
Yeah.
We met in one of those meetups that
Yes,
they
we
do.
did.
And from the first moment, I think our personalities just clicked together.
Exactly.
We have been able to work together, which is amazing. It's something that you don't find with everyone, and I think it goes with both personalities.
Exactly.
Because like I told you the other day, it's like a balance. Because
Yeah.
working with you is like you can be very like Ramsey, I can be like very high, like
Yeah.
and then you're not
Ramsey's up there. His energy's.
yeah, and then you're just hey,
Yeah.
we're here. We're going to make it happen, which I love that confidence that you bring to place all the time.
Okay.
But yours just chill out.
Yeah.
Just chill out about everything.
Yeah.
Like don't force anything. Everything is gonna come to place when it needs to
Exactly.
come to place.
Yeah. It's
How and let me ask you this because I
Yeah.
just made you a few weeks ago basically. But I wanted to ask you what happened in your life if you have been like this since you was born, or what happened that you made the resolution that your mindset and your life will be like this.
Yeah, that's the hard part because even right now as a creative, I'm working with people, but there's that urgency to get to your goal and to really make those big what's the word? Those big pinnacle moments in your career. And what I started noticing is that I have achieved those things under an academic guise when I was younger, and it never really made me happy. It was good that I got there, but I started realizing that the process of actually sitting down, taking a look around, and taking a look around is like metaphorical. That could be communicating with people and building better relationships. That's what this process is about. So I know I'm gonna get there. you know, I know I'm gonna get there. Sometimes I wake up a little nervous because I'm like, wait. I should be
Yeah,
I should be here over
anxiety
here.
is over there all the time. Like,
Exactly.
it's part of the life.
You already know. She knows. But
I got experience as well. But what happened in your life that you make this resolution about your state of mind?
my state of mind. So basically, I stressed out a lot and I did a lot of work that wasn't necessary to do. I still look back at it and be like, hey, that was good to accomplish. But when I started realizing that the thing I wanted the most was to communicate and express who I am through my communication and through my relationships with people, that's when I started making that the focal point of my life. The way that I talk with Albany, the way that I talk with my friends, my mother, my grandmother. That's genuinely what life is about for me. And then the second part of it is actually learning to thrive in that environment, because initially I invested a lot of time and a lot of resources in developing my mind, developing myself, being more educated in the content that I was reading. I didn't really focus on things that were too political. It was more so psychology and the way that human beings interact with one another and how the subconscious mind affects communication. And once I started understanding a lot of that, I decided that that's the most important thing in my life. So, um, like for anybody out there, even if you have goals, you should have goals. But if you have goals and you're writing them down, pay attention to the way you write them down, because if you're doing something like sales and you're like, yo, this is my target audience, when you communicate with those people, they're gonna feel like they're your target audience. So that's a thing to keep in mind. The way you subconsciously write things down and think things is the way that you get seen. And people themselves, when they see it, they don't really notice that they're seeing it. They just feel it. It's like an energy. And that's why I made it so that the people that I love the most, the people that I want to support the most, and the people that I work with the most are going to be the focal point of who I put a lot of my energy into.
I love that.
Yeah.
I see you in the future like you're building a team.
Yeah.
And you're being a leader, which you already are a leader. But you're gonna like have a team with you that you can work with. I just wanted to know why did you choose, or why you keep choosing to do that in life? And know another thing.
Choosing to do photography or
Yes.
choosing to do photography. So it's choosing to do photography. The main reason I choose to do photography is more so that storytelling aspect that I spoke about earlier, that really making sense out of the things I've seen in my life and trying to recreate them into an image that other people could feel. I think it's less about art and it's more about another layer of communication. And I try to bring that to my work with other people. It's good to it's easy to trust yourself when not just things are going right, but you actually have some room to grow where growing is encouraged. But when that deadline is coming up, it's a little bit harder to trust your process, and that's when a lot of people fall apart, because it's the general process that's created for you out there in I don't even want to say society, but just in the social workforce, let's say that it's a foolproof plan of how you'll eat and never really get hungry, but it's so far away from what many people actually are aspiring to do. And there's a mass awakening happening right now. We're seeing it like after the pandemic. Now there's a lot of people out here that don't really want to work and everybody's hiring and they're doing
Yes.
everything in their power to get these people back, but a lot of people started recognizing that their family, their quality of life, and
It's a priority.
exactly how quickly it could come and how quickly it can go. And if you have it now, you're treating it like it's holy.
Yes. I like because you have talked about priorities.
Yeah.
You have talked about challenging yourself. Be loyal to yourself. Doing what you are passionate about or what makes you alive.
That's another part of the aspect that I started learning. Like I met this gentleman a few weeks ago, and he was very, very, very successful entrepreneur. And his situation was that he was working with the things that he liked with workers in a field that he was actually comfortable with, but he was putting like 100 hours a week, and he didn't even really have time to say hi to his wife or to really consider the quality of his life. It was just work and grind into that business. And once he got out, now he's thinking about what he wants out of his life. And it's not even so much that he's ill prepared, but it's that all that time spent grinding and working, it did build success. But at the end of it, it's like, is that what you wanted?
Yeah, it's like it's success for who?
Yeah,
It's for you, it's for everybody else.
exactly. Exactly.
Yes. So right now, I would like to challenge you.
Challenge me.
Yeah, a little bit.
This episode is thanks to our sponsor Secret Art Studios, located in St. Cloud, Florida. This is a place for creators where you can simply do your photography, videography, or podcasting. Simply type secretartstudios.com on your browser or at Secret Art Studios on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok.
So we're gonna play I usually what I do here, I have like 3 shots.
Okay.
Right now we have 3 shots. Two of them they have water, one of them they have alcohol.
Ooh.
So this is the game that is gonna challenge you. If you pick the alcohol one, and I see in your face that it's alcohol because we're gonna notice.
Okay.
You will have to answer questions that I will make.
Okay. I like that.
If I take the alcohol because I'm gonna drink with you, if I pick the alcohol one, I'm the one who is going to answer you
Okay.
any questions that you want.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's pick. You pick first.
I'll pick first.
And just for everybody to know, I don't know which one have alcohol, and he doesn't know either.
Okay.
Let's see.
I think I picked the liquor. I picked the water.
You pick the water, me too.
Okay, we're water friends.
Okay, we're water friends. Now that's the alcohol one. If
Yep.
you wanna take it, you can take it.
Mm.
And you can pass it.
Nah, the thing is I don't drink, but I feel like I have to now.
No, you
What
don't
is it?
have
Is it
to.
tequila?
It's a tequila, yes.
Nah, I think I have to.
It's really good, by the way. Hey, he did it. Oh, yeah. How
I
do you
don't
feel
drink.
right now?
It was kind of smooth.
Yeah, it was smooth. So, now I want to challenge your talent.
Okay.
Not yourself, your talent.
My talent. What's my talent?
So, I'm gonna give you a situation,
Okay.
and you are gonna tell me your iPod or your resolution as a photographer.
Okay.
Okay, but since you told me before that for you photography is more than creativity, it's about communication,
Yep.
I'm gonna direct her in that direction.
Okay, good.
So
good.
you give me that solution. So imagine that I am your client.
You're my client.
I'm your client, and the photo is not for me.
Okay.
The photo is for my 10 years old.
Your 10-year-old son.
And you don't like shooting with kids.
I don't like shooting with kids.
Okay. But I asked you to take the pictures because I trust your service, and I bring my kid to the place. It's a beautiful park, with a beautiful scene, but she doesn't want to take the pictures at all. This is a thing that I have. I come on, but she doesn't want to make it happen. And
Yeah.
now you're at the place with the kid. She doesn't want to take the photos. She's almost crying because her mom is forcing her to do the pictures.
Yeah.
How do you convince this kid to try and make some photos for her?
That's a tough one because kids are in a different place sometimes, you know. And I understand it now because as a kid, I remember when adults would try to relate to me, and I'm like, "What's this old person saying?" You know.
Correct.
So now I know it's my time, but I would say the same formula. Try and actually relate to the kid. The shoot has to get done, but it has to be done in a way that they're comfortable with. So I would try and relate based off of cartoons I watch. If they're a pro wrestling fan, that would be amazing because we could actually talk about that, you know. And just talk it out. Tell him more about yourself. Ask him about himself, and that's gonna come more from your understanding of communication, especially psychology and children's psychology. So that's what I would attempt to do. Talk to this young lad.
Yes.
Yeah.
But thank you so much. I appreciate it. I love to have you here
Yeah.
in the podcast, MEETORS. I hope you like it. Please let us know about your social media.
Okay.
Where and how can we find you?
Okay. I'm redesigning my website right now, but you can look at me on Instagram. My title is 7 Godhood.
So thank you so much for being here with us.
Of course.
This is MEETORS, and we have you in another time.
Thanks to our sponsor, Secret Studios, you have heard MEETORS with Pixani. Don't forget to listen to us in all platforms and to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at MEETORS. Bye bye.
But that was like too much, right?